Imagine you're in a field surrounded by 5 large piles of wood. You've been given the task of lighting each pile and turning it into a bonfire. You've got a single match and a bit of kindling. Would you run around from pile to pile, trying to keep each one lit? Would you just focus on one at a time? When you're first starting to build an audience, you might feel pressure to create several blazing bonfires right from the beginning, even though you're just starting with a single match and a bit of kindling. Many of the creators you look up to seem to be everywhere all the time, which can make you feel like if you want to build an audience, you have to do the same. Podia creator Casey Richardson is the founder of Blaze Group, a coaching and consulting enterprise focused on Black female entrepreneurs. She's about to share a powerful story that turns the everywhere all the time narrative on its head.
Amazon was incorporated in 1994, and what they sold was books. That was it. 1994, they sold books. Now, the entire time, Jeff Bezos knew that he actually wasn't selling books, he was selling convenience. And he wanted anybody in the world to have convenience, but he decided to start with the books. Why? Because he could get the logistics down, right? He could understand the shipping piece. He could understand the checking out online back in 1994 when people just weren't doing that. And it wasn't until 1998 that he added on something. And at that time, it was digital computer games. We don't even remember that. But again, it was the same logic, right? Like, okay, we have the physical piece down after 4 years of just perfecting a process, right? Let's get the digital piece down. And then it wasn't until the turn of the century that he started adding on all the things. And they do all the things, right? I would tell the entrepreneur that's just starting to do the same. Keep the main thing the main thing. And it is so hard to do that when we have this culture of perfectionism and productivity and like needing to show our stripes and all of these things, but it's just not smart, right? When you have 10 fingers and 1 mouth and 2 eyes, like there's only so much you can do, no matter how amazing you are.
I love what Casey says near the end. There's only so much you can do, no matter how amazing you are. That was definitely the case for Podia creator Becky Mullenkamp, who shares her struggle feeling like she had to do all the things.
I spread myself too thin, and it's a mistake I see people all the time making, especially when they're new. I'm still challenging myself in this area. I would listen to all of the voices. I had too many offers. I was in too many places. I was throwing out too many opt-ins, but then you don't know what's working and what's not, right? Then you're just like, well, I hope something is. And then you feel really in the dark about what to do. Like, where do I actually focus? What do I do? You got to do like one thing.
Now, over 7 years into her coaching business, Becky is backing out of social media entirely and committing to SEO. Let's unpack what Casey and Becky just shared, because this is great news. It's possible to build an audience without being everywhere all the time. And in fact, here are a few reasons it might actually be easier and more effective. Focusing on one platform lets you be more consistent. Consistency, or showing up regularly for your audience, is really important when it comes to growing an audience. When you focus on one platform, you give yourself more time to show up more consistently. Focusing on one platform lets you become an expert on that platform. Every platform has its own unique features and algorithms, so by focusing on one platform, you'll have an easier time learning which strategies are most effective for getting your content in front of people. Focusing on one platform can keep you from burning out. Trying to be everywhere all the time, especially if you're limited on time and energy, can become overwhelming. When you're overwhelmed, it's harder to stay motivated to show up, even if it's something you're really passionate about. Focusing on one platform makes it easier to spend your time and energy in a way that's sustainable. Focusing on one platform lets you build a deeper relationship with your audience. By focusing on one platform, you'll make it easier to consistently engage with people, and you'll learn more quickly about what type of content resonates and provides the most value for your audience. So what does it look like to actually choose one bonfire to light as a creator? Here's Podia creator M. Connors sharing her experiences trying various platforms and the reasons she chose to focus on Instagram.
I tried TikTok. I had a coach who was like, you need to be on TikTok. You're going to blow up. I did a 30-day challenge. I had to post 5 videos a day for 30 days in a row. The audience was so cold. I didn't make a single friend in 30 days. Whereas when I'm on Instagram, like I get DMs all the time from these women who've just become my friends. Either they need help or they're commenting on pictures of my kids. I haven't needed to add on another platform. And honestly, I don't know if I could handle it. I just don't like being in that state of overwhelm. I'd rather just pick one platform and be the master of it and know every in and out. And I do. It's become a part of a lot of my courses is just Instagram. And when people ask me about other platforms, I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not my thing. I don't do it.
Focusing on one platform helps Em stay consistent without becoming overwhelmed. It helps her make deeper connections with her audience, and it helps her to become an expert to the point that she can actually teach that platform in her online course. To use our bonfire metaphor, Em's got a blazing fire. And once you've got a blazing fire, you can use it to light other piles if you want to. And don't hear me wrong, if you've got the time and energy or some extra help and a solid plan for posting on multiple platforms, go for it. The takeaway here is that you don't have to. Even if you've only got the time and energy to focus on one platform, you can absolutely still grow an audience. So, which platform should you focus on? To answer that question, let's dive into the next lesson. Hey there, if you're watching this course on YouTube, I wanted to let you know that you can get the full experience of this course for free at podia.com/get-noticed. You get access to all the worksheets, guides, and additional resources, and you get to have conversations with other creators who are also taking this course. Again, just sign up at podia.com/get-noticed.